Hey, what's the most important part of a game? The story, of course. No. Shooting? Definitely not. It's the sound effects. Bingo. Okay, so maybe it's not the most important thing about your game, but it does add this immersive feel to what's going on around you. Footsteps in Apex Legends, the ball hitting in Rocket League. It all just adds this feeling that you're inside the game. And in this video, we're going to talk about 5 ways to add sound to your Flame Flutter game. Let's go. Before we get started, we're going to run over here to itch.io and we're going to search for sci-fi sounds. And then when this comes up, let's use this sound effect pack. It's got a couple of things, got tons of hits, miscellaneous, sounds great. And you can just download these assets without paying, but these people are some money, whether it's their full-time job or side hustle. So please give them a little bit of, I'll just go ahead and fill this out. Okay. So once you have those downloaded, you can unzip the folder. And for me, I have the folder here. You can see a ton of files, but what we're going to want to do is create an audio folder inside of the assets directory. And inside of there, just drag and drop a couple of sounds. I've chosen the Buzz 3 and the engine looping, and that should be what we need to get started. Okay, cool. So after you've added your files to the assets audio directory, go ahead and go into the pub/spec YAML and add Flame Audio. So I'm using version 1.0 that just released not too long ago. So what you're going to be learning now should be stable for a pretty good amount of time, but go ahead and add it into your pub/spec YAML, run Flutter pub-get, or let the VS Code extension go ahead and download those for you, and then go ahead and reboot your app. So what I have here configured out is just the 4 buttons. Got them from the example. They're the sprite buttons. So on click, the sprite changes and it has audio on them. And these are just little widgets. So yeah, you can just click them. They go up and down. Looks great. So now we just have to fill out the onPressed function, which is the second argument to our sprite button builder. The first way of adding audio to your Flutter game will just be Flame Audio. And then you're gonna type play, and then the name of the file that you wanna load. So for this one, we're just gonna do buzz3.wav. We click save. There it is. So make sure you go ahead and do a hot restart if you're doing the exact same thing I'm doing. I think you have to do that because I'm using the overlay builder. These are just overlay buttons, but yeah, there it is. Awesome. So that's the first way of adding audio. And this is just for shorter audio files. It's a little bit more performant. It's cached a little bit better with the Flutter audio player. It's the preferred method of doing things. You're going to get a better frame rate using the short methods. So the second way of doing it is the flame audio dot loop. Engine 1. So let's just check real quick. It was engine looping 1. Just wait a second. Okay. So the interesting part about the loops is it gives you a little bit more granular control. You can use this to loop a sound over and over. Again, the loop method is going to give you a little bit better frame rate for shorter audio files. The way this is done, so you can see this function already has an async. And so what we'll do is we'll say audio player short loop equals wait. Okay. And let's just, for the demo, we'll just say I equals 1 or equals 0. And while I is less than, let's just say 7,000, we will print short audio. And then we can increment our index. Let's go ahead and move this up here so it happens before all that. And then once that's done, we'll just say short loop dot stop. And we can click our old one. Happens one time, it's done. If we bring up the debug console, short audio press. Now if we click the short audio loop, you can hear it looping over and over. and now it's stopped. Our integer has stopped running up. If you have a car or a spaceship and you want to loop that audio while the car is in motion, you could just hit this loop, and then when the car or spaceship is not in motion, you just go ahead and save this off to a variable in your game, and you can click stop. Okay, so the next two ways to play audio are the longer audio forms. We're going to use the same audio files for both of these that we did in the previous short examples, but this would be whenever you have longer audio and you just need to play it. I can't think of an exact time when you would need this, but if you do run into an issue where you need to use longer audio, you have these methods available. And this comment here is directly from the documentation. It says it allows for audios of any length to be played, but they do create a frame rate drop, and the looped audio will have a small gap between iterations. So it's not as performant as the short audio. Just be aware of that when you're using it, but it's exactly the same way. So number 3 would be flame audio, play long audio. And so here we're just gonna say buzz 3, and we'll just restart the app. And there it goes. Now we have short audio, long audio, short audio loop, and it stops. And now all we have to do is do the long audio. What we'll do is grab the short loop function. We'll come down here. See, we already have the async, so we'll just paste that in. And let's just go ahead and do some Vim magic, and we'll change all short to long. Boom. Okay, and so now we should be good to go. Hot restart, and let's look over here. Cool. And it stops. Awesome. Short audio loop. Cool. And those are the 4 main ways to do audio. The 5th, and actually the only way I've used audio, would be background music. So let's hop on over to the rhythm game I'm building and see what that looks like. All right, so if we come over here to the Stream Beats game, you can see, click play. We can find the song that we want to play, and now you can hear the music in the background. That's the Flame Audio background music. The best part about it is when you press pause, it pauses the music. Press play, comes back on, and we're good to go. It's a hard game. So if we take a look at the code, as the game loads here, we're doing Flame Audio background music initialize, and that initializes the background music for us. And you can see we're doing more things. And after we've loaded everything in the game, we are just doing Flame Audio background music.play, then the name of the file that we want to play. And to get the pause and everything going, if we go to the overlay elements that I have, see we are pausing the engine, but when you want to pause the background music, you just say flame audio background music.pause. And same with resuming, flame audio background music.resume. It's just as simple as that. What do I do with my hands? Boom, boom, boom. All right, those are the 5 ways that you can use audio in your Flame game. They're pretty simple. I would stick to just play, loop, and background music when you can. You can use the longer audio forms when necessary, but don't think they should be necessary. If you can think of a time when they would be, or if you've already used those methods, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Let me know. And as of recording this video, about 20 days ago, Flame released version 1.0, so everything should be stable. That's pretty cool. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time.